This is Jay Marie.
And this is Soko.
You are now listening to the Queer Ambition Podcast.
The Queer Ambition Podcast is the only podcast celebrating rising LGBTQ professionals,
providing advice on navigating the modern workplace,
and discussing polarizing topics within the community.
Now listen up.
Welcome to the Queer Ambition Podcast. Today we have me, Soko, Jay Marie, and we have a good friend of ours, Nina. Welcome, Nina, to the podcast.
Hey, Nina.
So, we've kind of been thinking about, the format of Queer Ambition and what it looks like moving forward. And we decided we want to bring more hot topics. We want to do interviews, but we want to bring more hot topics to you guys. And I think this episode will be kind of the start of that. We're going to test it out and see how it goes. Everybody, what you think?
I like it. So what's our topic today?
I don't know. You tell me.
The topic for today are breakups and moving on. How timely.
Well, originally why I kind of wanted, because this came up weeks ago, why I originally wanted to talk about this was because not just romantic relationships, friendships, where you're friends with someone for so many years and then you guys are just not on the same level, or something happens, you guys are not on the same page anymore. And sometimes it's okay to cut those relationships off. And people have this conception that, quantity over quality.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can think about that for all aspects of life. So, we could start wherever around that.
So I kind of want to ask you, Soko, because you're good for this, bro. With the whole friend breakup, can you explain why you break up with friends?
Oh, I do that. And some people could say it's a bad quality where I'm easily hot-headed or something happens and I'm I'm good. I don't need that. I don't need that friendship. You're bringing no value to my life. It really depends. It's I am 30 now. I don't need club friends anymore. If you can't hang out with me outside a club, we don't need to be friends. Cut off. Okay. If you only hit me up when you're trying to have a good time, cut off.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
If you start I've had one person question we used to go out and hit the streets in Atlanta all the time, and then they question if I actually had skill sets outside of that.
Oh, so they thought you were just one-dimensional.
Yeah, one-dimensional. I'm okay, cut off. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why someone could get cut off.
Yeah. Nina, what about you? Same question. Why do you cut off your friends or break up with friends?
Well, that was something that I battled with for a long time. I think I cut a lot of people off because I was just over it. As you get older, you notice that you don't need a lot of people in your life that's not doing any good for you. So I stopped a lot of friendships because, I guess I work off an emotion mind. So I stopped a lot of relationships too because I felt if you said something wrong to me, I'm done with you. If you did something wrong with me, I was done with you. And I just felt like that wasn't fair, So sometimes I think a lot of people work off of emotion mind where you do things like that and you don't mean it. But I think as you get older, you start to, value your life a little bit more, and you start to see who's worth being in your life and who's not. So that's why I say I stopped a lot of the friendships that I have. Kind of you get older.
I completely agree. And then people are I've been friends with this person since high school. We went to college and they see me through my ups and downs, but how are they treating you right now? How's that relationship right now?
Exactly.
But it's hard to let go when you've known someone for so long. And just because on the flip side, just because you're not growing at the same rate doesn't mean that person is not still a good friend.
True.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that. But also people grow apart. So if you guys don't share the same, qualities or similar, activities, I guess, together, it's kind of what are you there for? You know what I'm saying? If you're not that person that used to smoke and drink, back in the day, okay, I'm smoking and drinking, but now you got older, you're not doing that anymore. Why would you still hang out with that person? Mm-hmm. Not saying that had anything to do with it, but this is just something that they regularly do. Right. You're not that same person. You're not going to hang with them. Doesn't mean you have to disqualify them from your life altogether, but you can minimize your interactions with them.
Correct. And that's when you turn them into a lunch friend. You want to grab some lunch this weekend? All right, we haven't caught up in a minute.
So you telling your secrets right now.
No, I'm just saying that's how it turns into a lunch break. And you know what? You also have to be wary of those people that they're not supporting you in what you want to do. You talking to someone like, for example, oh, I'm about to get this new job. Why are you getting a new job? Any friend that ever asks you why you're trying to better yourself, goodbye.
No. So you can't be, that's too,
No.
Goodbye. That's living off of emotion, Mike.
Goodbye.
You have to. No, I will ask, like, what's going on? Why do you want to get a new job? And just to ask, because I'm nosy, I'm really nosy. So it's not even that, I'm inquisitive. So I will ask, like, hey, so why are you getting a new job? Did something happen? Not like, I guess it's maybe the way you're saying it, like, well, why are you getting a new job? Yes, that's different, but I will ask. Yeah. Inquisitive. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Someone goes, well, why are you getting a new job? Aren't you fine where you are? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of.
All right. So what are the ways that you go about ending this friendship, Soko? Since you just cutting hoes off right and left, how do you do it?
Why they gotta be hoes?
When it comes to friends, I will tell. You know what? It depends. I might just ghost on you. I'm sorry.
Come on, you talking about being grown and you ghosting?
Sometimes I just won't reply anymore. Like it's just, and then it's just, that's it. Or
but now, okay, go ahead.
Or I'm just gonna tell you straight up, I just don't think this friendship is working out. That's all. I
think that will be the adult way, is to talk about it and say that you don't want to talk to them anymore. I think going ghost is kind of, childish, and I'm not judging your intentions or whatever you choose to do, but I think, talking to that person to say, hey, I think that we're not, this relationship isn't relevant anymore because of X, Y, and Z, and that's it. Instead of leaving the person hanging, thinking that they.
I mean, that's cute and all, but if I've been friends with you for 5 months, goodbye, block.
Oh, that's different.
Yo, you are cold-blooded, bruh.
Cold-blooded, honey. How blood is blue?
Like I said, it's a flaw of mine that I feel like I do need to work on, and I'm trying to be better with trying to not treat people like they're dispensable because they're not. You know what I mean? So I have been doing a little bit better, but when I moved to Atlanta at first, I did a lot of that.
Now, when you say dispensable, is it because you have too many people around you? Like you have too many people in your circle?
I don't want to say I have too many people in my circle. I have the right people in my circle that make me think about what other people I'm bringing into my life.
Understandable. I have to agree with you. If it's like I said, if it's 5 to 6 months and you just met the person, then yes, you can just stop talking to them. Yeah. I'm thinking that we're talking about long relationships, like friendships for years, years. 6 months, a year relationship, yeah, you can stop those and not have to, answer to anyone. But long relationships that are like 5 to 10 years or, stuff like that, then that's different.
Jamie Marie, how about you?
All right. So now we have to talk about romantic relationships, right?
Right.
Oh, joy. Here we go.
Oh, you want to talk to me about friendships? I don't really have that many, to be honest. But so I don't, like, if I cut people off, I got like what? A reason to keep someone around. I will try to find that. And like, really conversely to what you were saying, where you're saying you have a friend, like you don't need club friends or whatever that may be. I don't totally see it that way. Like I'll have a friend where like all we can do is like maybe one thing together, but that's how I think about it.
But then you also have to separate it in friends or acquaintance, like don't kind of mix the two up.
And then I feel like I don't get that. Like, that's your friend. An acquaintance is your friend.
No.
If you hanging out with them, they're your friend.
No.
If we hanging out, that's my friend. No?
No. My friend is someone I can trust. My friend is someone I know that has my back. My friend is someone I know that is not going to or do something disrespectful. An acquaintance, on the other hand, is someone I just hang out with people and say whatever they want. And again, I can drop them within 5 months of knowing them and not have to feel any type of way.
All right. I think I have differing opinions from you guys. I'm not going to lie. But we're going to jump into, I'm sorry?
How many friends have you cut off?
Maybe like 2.
Okay. This question.
Maybe like 2, yeah. And they like did stuff to me that I didn't like. Like there was a reason for me to cut them off. No problem. So let's jump into romantic relationships, guys.
Okay.
So we're talking about breakups. So all right, Nina, when was the last time you experienced a breakup?
Oh gosh.
How did it go and why did it end?
Okay, so my ship did in September of 2017. And it was a very toxic relationship, I must say. But I was so in love and blinded that I preferred the toxicity of the relationship than to be happy. So it ended, you know, we had our ups and downs for 4 years, but it ended because she left me for someone else. Did it hurt? Yes. Does it still hurt? Yes. But yeah, it was very toxic. So the relationship was not healthy. It was basically like a heroin addict, you know, and she was my dope. And every time I separated myself from her, I itched and I was going through withdrawals. And it's like every time I got a hit of the dope again, knowing it was toxic for me, I felt so good. But again, I needed to get off. So it was very bad. It wasn't a good 4 year, but it was love.
So my question is, when it comes to those types of relationships where you're very kind of dependent on this person like a drug, how does that affect your work life? And what do you do for work at first? What do you do for work?
Oh, I'm an LPN, so I'm a nurse.
Okay. How does that affect your work life?
It affected my work life. All right. I don't bring my personal issues to work, but it affected me a lot because I was crying all the time and I was always in the bathroom begging for her to, stop talking to this woman. And it affected a lot. Like, this relationship was like the worst relationship ever as far as the breakup. I really begged and I cried and begged and cried. And I kind of I wouldn't say I lost my job, but they did not. I was in a probation period and I lost my job because of it, because I was just always gone. I used to sneak out and talk to her on the phone, and I just always wanted to know what was going on and who was she talking to. And I lost a lot of weight. I dropped about at least 40 pounds. I was in the hospital because of heartbreak, but it was a lot. It was very, very damaging, I must say. So yeah, it was very damaging. It was very damaging. I wouldn't want anyone, not even my worst enemy, to go through what I went through because it was very damaging.
Why did it take you so long to end it despite knowing that it was bad for you?
I was in love. It was like, I was in love. Love.
So I love when people say that. So when you ask them the question, well, why'd you stay? And they say it's love. And J. Marie knows I'm all about, it's way more than love when it comes to a relationship, right?
It is way more than love. Yeah.
Okay.
It was. It was
honesty,
way more than love.
It's communication, it's loyalty. It's all of that. Not just love. So did that...
To be honest, there was no loyalty there.
Excuse me?
There was no loyalty.
Oh.
There was no... Yeah, she wasn't loyal to me. She did a lot of... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was toxic.
Yeah.
Because there was no loyalty. There was no respect. But I was just so used to having her around. I got comfortable. So I was okay with it after a while. And I just kind of accepted it. And it was at one point, my lowest point that I reached is that she left me for the girl. And I was kind of trying to say, hey, I'll be the mistress, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
Take me out, bruh.
Yo, you were willing to go from the main chick to the side chick?
Yes, that's the thing. I was willing to go from the main chick to being the side chick. That's how in love, and that's how I wanted. That's how bad.
Dick to bomb, bruh. You were digmatized.
Yeah. What was it? I'm so curious now. Like, what was it?
I know. Now I gotta see her.
I don't even gotta see her.
No, because it's crazy. Everyone's like, no, because it's crazy. Everyone's like, wow, you're so beautiful. She's not even cute, blah, blah, blah. Like, it wasn't even the beauty of it. It was, I guess it was her smile. It had to be her personality, too, because we were like different people. I'm an extrovert. She's an introvert. So it was like, she's quiet. I'm very outgoing. So she balanced me. So when you have that balance in your life, that person that balanced you mentally, physically, emotionally, it's hard to break that. Like, you can't have someone who's the same as you. And my girlfriend now, she's the same as me. And that's why we clash a lot, and I'm ready to take the gun and shoot myself. But anyway.
So you have a girlfriend now?
But I do.
But you're still going through a breakup.
Is she a rebound?
Yes. And she knows it.
Yo, I love you right now.
Ghost, my question. What is the best way to move on? Is it rebounding?
Woo, that's a good question. Go ahead.
Is it diving yourself?
Okay, so it wasn't, she was a rebound in other ways too, because again, I was going through a job transition. It was like a lot. I got terminated. It was a lot. So she was my rebound of like, okay, someone to hang with, someone to smoke with, someone to drink with. Like, I'm not doing shit with my life right now, and I'm just going through a breakup, so she's not doing shit either, so whatever. But I didn't expect it to go this far.
Wow.
So now that I'm mentally kind of clear, I'm not over my ex, but now that I'm little by little getting over her, I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? I just started a new relationship with someone deeply in love with me, and I'm not even in love with them, but I love them. Why did I do that? So yes, now I'm kind of, it's yeah.
Woo!
But she knows. My thing is this, she knows. She knows that I'm not in love with her.
Does not make it any better. Just because she knows. Right? She's in love with you. Just like you were in love. Just because she knows doesn't make it any better.
You're absolutely right.
I can't speak. Go ahead.
But yes, it was, she knows she's a rebound. She knows I'm still in love with my ex, and I still love my ex. She knows that I'm not in love with her, but I love her. She knows all of these things, and she's still willing to be with me. And I really...
Wait, Soko, is this her fault? Like, she was completely honest with this woman.
She was completely honest with her, but she's still, I don't know, I still think it's a two-way thing. Although you're honest with her, you know that she's not going to leave you because she's in love with you.
But the thing is, she wants to be with her. She just doesn't feel the exact same way.
She wants to be with her because she doesn't want to be by herself.
It's kind of like, I don't mind being alone. I don't.
Okay.
At that time, I did not want to be alone. But it's kind of like I opened that door and introduced someone into my life that was like, wow, you're different. You know, you're this, you're that. I really like you. And she fell in love with my personality or whatever.
Right.
So I didn't expect it. Again, I just figured, okay, it's something to do. But I say it's not my fault in a way because I told her, I was upfront and said, hey, this, that. Are you still willing to ride? Yes or no?
Okay. So if the right person comes along, bye-bye?
And how will you know when you're occupying your time with someone that you half-heartedly are interested in?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not looking. So even if I or hang out or whatever the case may be, it's just something to do. It's just something to do. I'm not actually looking. But if the right person does come along, I don't know what will happen, but I'm not looking. So it's kind of like I'm not really searching for it, I guess.
Selfish lover.
So I wouldn't know. How about that?
Selfish lover.
What about you, Soko? Talking about selfish lovers. When was your last breakup?
Let's talk about you because you haven't been saying much. So let's talk about you.
I've been talking.
You've been asking questions.
Fuck. I'm like really, I'm really debating right now.
So let's just talk about a breakup. How does that affect you? How does ending a relationship with someone affect you?
I kind of let them fall apart instead of addressing the situation head on. So either I'll do something like I'll cheat, or I will find some other way to end it, but I don't always just admit the reasons why I may not be happy or why it can't work out for me, or I don't want to do it anymore.
And that's not good. And I have to say this because that's what happened to me. I wanted her to tell me what was wrong. I said, let's talk. Are you happy with me? She said, yes, this is my ex. Are you, talk to me. What do you want? So I think what hurt me the most was the way she broke it off, was the way she did it. Because, again, I thought she was home chilling, and come to find out she spent the weekend, Labor Day weekend, with the girl over her house. And it was kind of like, why didn't you tell me this? So it, like I said, I think it's the way it's done that can end a relationship, end it that way, which Maria's saying, like, she'll cheat or do something, that's hurtful. I think that's really, really hurtful.
It
really
absolutely
hurtful.
is. And it's totally immature. And I don't know why I can't just address the issue head on, because I would consider myself a direct person, but obviously not.
I think you want to be direct to the person that you love, quote unquote, and you don't want to hurt their feelings. Maybe you're scared of disappointing them.
I definitely am scared of disappointing people that I believe have love for me. That is definitely something I'm very scared of. In all people that I love and care about, I don't want to disappoint them at all.
Right. I don't know. Maybe it's a little.
But I would definitely say disappointing them and hurting them and breaking their heart by cheating or doing something to let the relationship fall or fail or whatever, that's the worst thing that can ever happen. That can bring someone into a bad, like, depression, suicidal, if they really, really loved you.
Yeah, that should.
If they really, really loved you. I could definitely say that's, not saying I was suicidal, but because of how she did it, that's what hurt me the most. If she would have just sat down and talked to me and said, hey, this is what it is, blah, 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 I think I would have felt a lot better. But the way she did it is what really brought me into a deep depression, brought me into, denial. I felt ugly. I just felt like, what did I do to deserve this? How come we couldn't talk about it like adults?
Damn.
Tell me, last breakup, what happened?
Who, me?
Yes.
So my last breakup was, I guess, with my 6-7 year relationship, was the last breakup I had. And at first I was like, I cried one time. I let myself cry one time. And I was like, yeah, this is fine. This is good. I went through the motions. But when I look back at it, I'm like, was I really good? Was things really okay? Looking back on it, I think I tend to deal with my emotions with something by distracting myself. So it's, going out, partying, messing with this person, messing with that person, drinking, smoking, So when I look back at that time of going, I was in my head, I was like, I'm fine, but I was drinking a bottle of wine a night. You get what I'm saying? I was out in the streets till like 3 a.m., going to sleep at 4 a.m., waking up at 6 a.m. to go to work. Like, it's things like that. So that's how I saw it affecting me and my work life. Like, I fell in love with black coffee because of this. So yeah, it affects people differently. Let's go into a little bit.
I think it affects.
What you say?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was about to segue into like, I was kind of fucked up outside of work, but like when I'm trying to think about like, although I wasn't getting no sleep, was I still getting my shit done? Fuck yeah.
Absolutely. It would never affect my work.
Never affects like.
It will never affect my work.
No. I think it all depends on the person and how effective, I guess, or how, what can I say? how devastating it was. It all depends on how strong, I guess, the impact was. And that impact was very strong on me, and mentally, emotionally.
I feel like, so like the only thing I can say is that I'm a little bit more melancholy. Like I'm not going to be like bouncing off the walls like I normally am. Like my mood is probably a little different, but things are still getting done. How do I get over breakups is probably similar to you, Soko, which isn't good, is because getting over someone is getting under someone else. Right. Be very honest. It's unfortunate, but it's not even always just about sex. Sometimes it's just like occupying my time with someone else, you know, like going out or like meeting someone, or that's it. And it's just like, and it's also like a lot of friend time too. Like I grab it. I pull my friends all the way in. Like I might've been away from them, you know, while I was dating, but I need you, you know, and I need my friends even more because I don't want to pick up any unhealthy habits, such as having sex with other people that are strangers is really what it is too. So like I lean on my friends so that I can spend my time with them, and it's more healthy than going out online and dating someone or whatever it may be.
Well, I can say that with me, when I went through the whole thing, I tried to like date new people. I tried to hang out. I was not there. I met new women. Every time I went out, I was meeting a woman. You know, it was never a problem with me meeting women. And they, you know, would take me out and wine and dine me, you know, everything, girl. Everything, girl. But I wasn't there mentally. It was kind of like, okay, you're doing this, and you're like, I want to hang out with you again. And I'm like, okay, let's hang out again. But now at this point, they really liked me and wanted me to be with me and like take it further, but I wasn't there. So the way you guys handle it, like partying, drinking, and all,
But you going out on getting taken out, getting wine to dine though.
I know that all too well though too.
That's the thing, because I was trying. I had my days. That's why I had my days where I wanted to go out and be wined and dined. Okay. I wasn't meant to be there for the whining and dining.
So it feels like neither one of us, either of us, have ever mentioned like just being alone and kind of taking time to just like be on your own.
I've never done that.
That's unhealthy.
Never done that.
It is. And now that I'm getting older and I'm reading a lot more about breakups and what to do, they're saying that you self-love. You need that time alone to think about you and what you want to do and try, like, you know, just love yourself. And then that way you can kind of branch out and start loving someone else. But you're absolutely right, Marie.
But how do you do it? You know, I feel like we have to disconnect so much now, especially in 2018 after a breakup. Like, you got to not be on Instagram. You got to not be on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, how do you really spend time alone in this era? How do you guys disconnect? Do you disconnect in any way?
Your definition of, I don't know. What's disconnect? I don't think anyone's disconnected at any point.
Like, I know you took a break from Instagram. Why?
But I wasn't on Instagram, but I was still on Facebook.
Why'd you take a break from Instagram? Why Instagram?
Because it seemed so fake to me, Instagram. It's like people are putting on a show of all these pictures of them getting the exact right picture and then going back to their miserable lives. And then I realized I just don't really care about their lives either. So I'm only back on Instagram for queer ambition.
That's honest. We're going to cut that out.
Leave that in.
I disconnected. I disconnected. I deleted my Instagram, deactivated my Facebook. I closed down all my dating site pages like POF, OkCupid. I shut down everything. Friendships, I shut down everything. And I just, and I kind of just stayed to myself for a while.
How long's a little while?
Yeah, and what did you learn?
I think it was like growth, mental growth, because it was like I wasn't the same person, like always trying to seek attention. You know, I'm on my Instagram posting pictures. Now it's just like my Instagram is there and it's nothing there. But I don't know. I felt like it was kind of personal growth that I kind of I got from it. I did. I needed that time alone.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, Aquarius. Mysterious.
Very much so, yes.
Okay. So, guys, I think the last question I want to ask everybody is like, how can you use a breakup or a falling out with a friend to kind of, how do you take that energy and bring it to yourself and inspire you to do something, I guess? Because I could, for example, for me, I find when my mind is not being occupied by a relationship, I dive way more into like, it can be like a podcast or building a website or doing something else, rather than if I'm occupied with someone, like you're not doing those things that inspire you.
That's a good question.
So you can use a breakup to inspire you. Well, I'm not with so-and-so anymore. So wait, let me take this free time. Instead of being sad, let me do these things that I've always wanted to do and better myself as a person. I mean, better said than done.
Yeah, so go ahead, Nina. You answer.
I was gonna say, yeah, she's right. I guess if you have that motivation to do things like that, then you're all for it. A lot of people don't have that motivation. I can say I didn't have that motivation to say, hey, let me now start going to the gym because a bitch gained 20 pounds. Sorry, I didn't say that.
No, you can say bitch.
Sorry, NBC, Fox, this is all going live. But no, I didn't have that motivation. I didn't have that. It was just like, whatever. But I would definitely say that I guess having that motivation or just that mental push could help out a lot. So you're very strong from what it sounds like, Soko. You're a very strong girl.
Soko's butter.
Yeah, I am butter. I'm sensitive as shit, actually.
Soko's butter.
To, like, that type of stuff, I'm very just like, fuck it, I gotta get ahead. I gotta do what I gotta do for myself. I, right? Me.
Me. Yeah. So, for me, it does bring a bit of clarity. And then I start thinking, well, what were all those things that I wanted to accomplish that I might have put to the side, or the things that I like dreamed about kind of doing on the side, but I didn't think I could do it because I had to worry about someone else. So like for right now, I'm even considering like maybe maybe I'm taking more seriously the idea of moving to the West Coast, as like something that like I really wanted to do. It's not always so easy to do it when you're involved, but when you may not be, coupled, or when there's a potential that you might not be coupled, you can move a little bit more freely and easily. So like that's something for me. Outside of that, I really think I pursue like most things that I want to do, I pursue while I'm in the relationship, and I just do it. But yeah, I suppose probably the easiest thing would be like leaving, getting up and going.
Correct.
Because there's just no one else to think about besides like your family who,
Right.
No, she's right. Like I think when I'm in a relationship, that kind of motivates me, and I accomplish a lot during my relationship. The only thing would be just leaving. Like if I wanted to move and go somewhere else, then it was like, okay. But again, when you're dating someone that really loves you, even my last relationship, she was like, wherever you want to go, I'm following you. And I'm like, okay. And now the new relationship, she's the same way. Wherever you want to go, I'm coming. And I'm like, all right, that's fine, whatever.
And so you say that, but that's a funny thing. And this is probably, I shouldn't start this right now, but it's like, I want someone that also has their own goals too, and like their own objectives. Like, don't just follow me. Like wait, where do you want to go? You know what I mean? Like, what do you want to do?
Correct.
I don't know. All right. This has been the queer.
I had one more thing.
Soko.
I'm sorry. One more thing. Just bear with me 2 minutes.
All right.
So we talked about friendships, right? And ending those relationships. We talked about romantic relationships and ending those relationships. And within this conversation, it sounds like we've all been affected way more by romantic relationships over friendships. And correct. I don't know if that really should be the case. Shouldn't we be affected by all relationships the same way? I'm not sure. But I was
No.
Really?
No.
I don't know. All right, we won't talk about this another time. I don't know. Some people.
No, we can talk about it now.
As bad as a romantic
Look, no, we can talk about it now.
Some people can be affected.
There's a difference, honey.
As bad as a romantic relationship.
The romantic relationship, there's other things getting done in a friendship. So it's kind of like...
Okay, but so sex? I mean, sex, what else?
Sex. Sex.
It's a different kind of caring, too.
It's a different type of caring, a type of... I guess it's
intimacy.
A feeling intimacy. That's what the word I was looking for.
Care for you. I don't know. I see.
It depends on the friends.
It depends on the friends.
Depends on the friend.
It does. You can have intimacy with some of your friends.
Of course.
Care for one another.
You can have sex with some of your friends.
You can have sex with some of your friends. Shit. I don't know what your life like.
Nina was like, nah, you can't.
Nah, I'm not fucking with friends.
Okay, so because this romantic person or like is providing us sex and I guess intimacy and caring, we value that and hold it up higher on a pedestal by the way it makes us feel, right? So if I end up this relationship with this romantic person, I'm down here, I'm devastated compared to a friendship.
I guess it all depends on the friendship, but I'm saying like
I'm talking about a good friend.
Well, like certain friends are like family. Like if I lost you, Soko, it would feel like I lost a family member. Like it would feel like someone in my family died. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it's different for you, even it's just different. It depends on the friend. You know what I mean? It depends on the friend. It would feel like a death, to be honest. Just to me, maybe even more than a relationship, because you don't give me any of those things, but there are other things that you give me that no one else gives me. Right. You get what I mean? So it's different.
Yeah, I think it is different. It all depends on the level of the relation, like friendship and stuff like that. But I can definitely say no. I wouldn't be like crying and dramatic over a friend if we stopped talking.
Even your best friend?
Even your best friend.
To be honest, me and my best friend lives in Atlanta. So I go out to see her and stuff. There's certain things that she does that it bothers me. And it's like, you're my best friend. You shouldn't act like that, or you shouldn't do that. So it's kind of like I have a guard up in our relationship in a way. Like, okay, so if I stop talking to her tomorrow, whatever. And we stopped talking because she's done something that kind of bothered me. And I feel like as a best friend, you shouldn't do. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. And she's been my best friend since high school, like freshman year. So it's not like...
Make you feel any type of way.
Say it again?
That doesn't make you feel... You're okay with it. I'm looking at you. You're
really it's just kind of like I have to move on with my life. I can't sit around and dwell over it. That means that we lost that friendship, I guess. But, she's my best friend and I love her to death. But if we were to stop talking tomorrow, I'll kind of be like fine with it, like whatever.
All right, so I'm gonna just repeat this. But I'm gonna repeat what you said because you already said it.
Come closer to the mic.
I'm gonna repeat what you said because you already said it. So that's a very clear example that your romantic relationships are way over your friendships.
Oh yeah. Way
over. Like, bitch.
She tolerated homegirl. Her last girlfriend was cheating on her repeatedly. But it was still worth more than what I
make you mad.
But fuck that bitch because she pissed me off that one time.
Right, that one time. She wore those red shoes instead of the blue shoes that I told her to wear.
Yo.
Those okay. I don't need to talk to her.
You're right. I like the way you guys are putting it. It does sound a little like, damn, that's fucked up. But I guess that's just how I think. I don't know.
All right. Let's just wrap this up. Jamie, wrap this up.
Yo, Nina, we want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. You guys are great.
We're bringing you back, Nina.
Yeah, you were the perfect person for this conversation.
Awesome.
We really hope
for having me.
We really hope and know that everyone will enjoy this episode, especially because you're here. Thank you so much. This has been the Queer Ambition Podcast, and we will see you soon.